I'm Fredrik Leilani, and I'm the filmmaker.
And I'm Leilani Farha, and I'm the advocate.
And this is Pushback Talks Summer Special, where we play with words, me and Leilani, and we call it Word Food. Leilani, are you ready?
I feel like I'm on a game show.
You are.
I'm ready.
Let's go. No words.
That's what you want me to talk about. No words.
Yeah.
Well, it's really interesting. Of course, for me, that started to appear, those two words, no words, started to appear about 6 months after October 7, 2023, when things in Gaza just started seeming out of control and so horrific. Everyone around me was saying no words. I would greet people and how are you? And people would just say no words. And I think at that time, we didn't realize that this was a bottomless pit. So the no words then, like, where are we now? If there were no words, however, 12 months ago, where are we now?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and I think I saw a protest somewhere in the US where women were marched like in red dresses, like the Handmaid's Tale women, with only some solemn music but no words. I think maybe that's it. It's where people feel right now. Okay, we have to take the streets, we have to be out, we have to meet each other, but there are no more words.
I really like that. I really like that, Fredrik.
Yeah, because also silence can express a lot in some ways if we do it in an organized way.
Absolutely. And the idea of maybe taking action and using our bodies, that's what people have been doing in so many different ways, right? Mm-hmm. Using their bodies, not just on the streets protesting, but like doing these physical protests. I've seen them in Northern Europe, where people are lying. I saw it in Copenhagen, people lying on the ground to represent the dead. Really interesting. So no words, but we'll express ourselves through our bodies.
Yeah, because I see there is a debate, how can you call Donald Trump a fascist? I mean, if the scientific definition of a fascist, and all of that is, of course, a valid debate. But in the end, to call somebody authoritarian or a fascist or whatever, it becomes a bit meaningless. But I mean, on the other hand, Leilani, our work and our skills sometimes is also in language. How do we describe things? But you found your way by using your professional language as a lawyer.
Yeah, that's true. And I have an insistence of using my language. I was at a meeting yesterday where there wasn't enough of my language, and I just kept insisting, human rights, human rights, human rights. Even in this very fraught time when human rights have very little currency. But one of the things I've been saying about the situation in Gaza, and now potentially Iran and Lebanon and Syria, etc., is maybe we need to develop a new language, literally new language to describe what's happening, to help ourselves understand what's happening. I don't know.
I actually think that is really important. Many people have a tendency of getting stuck in old language. And when the old language is not there anymore, you can use it by shouting it or be louder and louder. But in the end, it doesn't really serve the purpose. So I think we have to invent a new language, also for the things we want to achieve, not only what we don't like,
Right. So, yeah, I like that too.
So we need to be sharper also about our dreams and our ambitions.
Yeah, finding language for our vision, and I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
I'm going to throw a word at you.
Yeah, you have to.
You ready?
No.
Water.
Water, it's summer, so when I go into the water, I it's like the water hugs me, from all directions. It's like it's a very deep hug. When I get out of the water, I can feel a big difference in my mind. It's kind of magic. Water is magic. But then, of course, when I shot my last film, Breaking Social, we shot up in a river in the north of Chile, and there was no water. The water was gone to the monocultures and to the mining activities. And the native people who've been living by that river for at least documented 500 years, and they were small farmers, they had no water. So water can also be extremely political. And I guess also, if we talk about the Middle East, but we do that sometimes. Water is something, isn't it?
Used as a weapon of war, used as a weapon of apartheid historically. Who gets water, how much, rationing of water. Absolutely, colonial use of water. I mean, it's like any other resource, I suppose.
And then I was reading about a Swiss village that got wiped away by a glacier falling down.
Yeah.
Because of climate change.
Yeah.
The glaciers are melting. So water can also tell us a story. And of course, then there is a crisis. So cities also around here, they are talking about how are we going to protect our city from the rising sea levels.
I was in Valencia recently. They had those terrible, terrible floods. And you hear about there are island nations that have disappeared and are disappearing due to rising sea levels, climate change. And where do all these people go? And who's doing anything about climate change?
Well, not the people in power. Now I need a sip of water.
Now you're going to sip some water. Nourishing.
I like water. It's one of the best drinks you can have.
It absolutely is. And, it's related to so many things. Lots of times when I'm yawning a lot, like, but am I really tired? And then if I drink a glass of water, I stop yawning. Or headaches. They say like 90% of headaches can be chased away with a big glass of water.
Yeah. And then, my way of trying to stay fit is to go to this hot yoga. And there's certainly a water relation because I sweat like 2 or 3 liters per time.
Exactly.
And sometimes I forget to drink enough. So I really get so sleepy when I lost a lot of water.
Yeah. Interesting.
But then when you're out in desert region, you can see people who go around with very little water. So it's obviously something you can train your body to.
I suppose.
But
they say, there are many studies, and it's definitive that being by water, walking along the water, swimming, having access to lakes and rivers and sea, oceans is very good for the soul, very good for
I think so.
For mental health.
25 years ago, it's actually the anniversary now. We made a film called Walking on Water. And it was about the building of the bridge between Malmö and Copenhagen.
Right,
So when we shot that film, we were out on the water a lot. Morning with the workers going out. And, it was like, it's nice to be. And when I was really young, I worked as a beer man on a ferry between Malmö and Copenhagen. And I served beer and carried beer from the port into the ship. I was also water, but people got really drunk of that water, so a bit different.
When I was young, I worked on Toronto Island for a summer. It was one of the best jobs I've ever had, still to date. And I had to take this little ferry across Lake Ontario from the shore of Toronto to this island, Center Island it's called. It was pretty nice. It was a nice way to spend my summers.
It is. To commute by ferry is very different to commute by bus.
Very different. Yes.
And in many cities like Copenhagen, Stockholm, and others, and many, many more, of course, you go to Venice or Istanbul, you commute by ferry. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
You can do that in New York City also.
That's
actually.
right.
It's cool. So that was like 2 words, and we are rolling. Leilani, enjoy your summer.
Thanks. Enjoy your swim.
Thanks.
So, If you like our podcast, you have to let us know. Please send us comments, rate us. I think that helps promote the podcast. Tell your friends about us. We need more listeners, and we need a little bit of love too. Love can come in the form of money. If you want to give us a little money every month, you can go to patreon.com, look for Pushback Talks. Every euro, every pound, every dollar buys Fredrik a cortado. No, it helps us produce the podcast. Otherwise, we do it for free.
See you next week. More words in our word food.
Word food. Bye, Fredrik.
Bye, Leilani.
Pushback Talks is produced by WG Film. To support the podcast, become a patron by going to patreon.com/pushbacktalks. Follow us on social media at make_the_shift and push_the_film. Or check out our websites, maketheshift.org, pushthefilm.com, or breakingsocialfilm.com.